hindi siya kumain ng bandwidth natin. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a virtual round of applause for our speaker. This afternoon, we have Miss Miliana Martin to talk about how to keep our dreams alive. Miss Miliana, welcome to Blue Pearl District.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the very enthusiastic welcome. And I feel that all of you now so enthusiastic this afternoon. And especially now we become so creative. We do the virtual meeting like this and also the virtual games. So very, very creative. And I'm so happy that I can come back again to meet all of you. I remember 2 years ago, exactly, I think 2 years ago, I spoke at Blue Pearl Agency. And now I have to go to the airport and then fly to Cebu, then I can meet all of you just from my home. And this is the new normal, right? So I would like to thank you to Kelly who invited me. It is an honor for me to speak to you again. Some of you maybe already heard my already heard my sharing before, but maybe some of you haven't heard me before. So today, when I was asked to speak to all of you, I was thinking about what topic that I should bring. And I'm thinking, I don't want to give you the theory. I just want to give you my real story, my journey, how I also want to keep my dream alive. Every one of us has dream, right? I remember my upline who recruited me ever mentioned to me like this: Millie, don't be afraid to dream big. Because you know what? To dream is free of charge. You don't need to pay anything to dream big. If you want to have a dream to become MDRT, should you pay for that? You don't need to pay. You just dream it. Just imagining in your mind. If you don't have any courage to dream big, how can you have the courage to do it? So that brings me to become an MDRT and court of the table. And this year especially, I dream to become top of the table. We know that in MDRT, there are 3 levels, right? MDRT, court of the table, and top of the table. Court of the table is 3 times MDRT, and top of the table is 6 times MDRT. But you know what? When I want to dream become top of the table, it is free. Of course, it is free to dream it, right? You don't need to pay anything, but you should have the commitment. I share with you also my journey. Actually, last year, 2019, I also had a dream to become top of the table. However, I end up only court of the table. I didn't achieve my top of the table. Why? Because I only dream it, but I never have strong commitment to pursue my dream. That's why after in the beginning, at the end of 2019, when the time when I have to evaluate my goal and I want to set my goal for 2020, I'm thinking whether I really want to achieve my top of the table. And why do I want to achieve my top of the table? My friends, if you dream something, why do you want to achieve it? This year, I become the MDRT country chair in Indonesia. And I want to encourage Indonesian people that Indonesian people also can reach top of the table. When we go to the annual meeting, we see so many people from all over the world. And some of them, they sit in the special private sitting, top of the table, wearing the green t-shirt, and they become the top of the table members. And most of them are from US, Canada, and maybe I don't think maybe only very few from Indonesia. And because I become the MDRT country chair, I want to show them, I want to inspire my Indonesian peers that we as Indonesian people also can achieve top of the table. And if I already achieve it, I want to share it how I achieve it. I want to share the way. Maybe because my background as a lecturer, I really like to teach, I really like to educate, I like to share. So whatever I have, I always share it. So this is the reason why I want to become top of the table by 2020. And then because I really want to have it at December 2019. I tried to contact Solomon Hicks. We know Solomon Hicks as a TOT legend, right, in the MDRT. And several times I know Solomon Hicks because several times Solomon Hicks came to Indonesia. I am the host for Solomon Hicks. So I'm already having a quite good relationship with Solomon Hicks. And by December, I think at the end of December, I said to Solomon, I really want to achieve my top of the table for next year, 2020. Would you like to become my mentor and help me and guide me so that I can achieve? Because I know to achieve the goal, not only you dream it, not only you have the commitment, but you have to have a mentor. Your mentor may be your upline, your mentor may be your manager, but I think I need someone to help me and guide me. And then Solomon has mentioned that there are two types of coaching. First one is the skill coaching, and the second one is a mind coaching. And for him, uh, he mentioned like this to me, Millie, I don't think you need the skill coaching because you already have the skill. I also don't know what you are selling, but I will help you to give you the mind coaching, the mental coaching, the psychology coaching, how to achieve top of the table. And that is more important, I think, according to Solomon Hicks. And I accept. I mentioned, please help me to become top of the table. So I try to communicate quite often to Solomon with Solomon Hicks. And you know what? We now are in the COVID-19 crisis, right? And how I can keep my dream alive. In the beginning of year, we have the energy to set our goal. We prepare everything. I prepare the mentor. I prepare the mindset already. But then comes the COVID-19 crisis. Can we still keep our dream alive? And that is my struggle. And I want to share with you all, hopefully it can bless you today, that how I keep my dream alive, the journey. Because, sometimes I also doubtful whether I can do it. Many people that I try to approach, they try to hold their money. They mention, this is not a good time. Come back to me again next year. This is not a good time. I am having my salary cut. And this is not a good time. My business is closed down for several times and I have to lay off several employees. How can I make a long-term obligation or long-term commitment to buy insurance? So all the rejection that I got, it really drained my heart. But yeah, I'm so grateful that by last month in June, I achieved the highest month of production. And this highest month of production in June, my journey that I want to share with you. I hope this will inspire you today. I will share my slide. Okay. Here you go. This is my goal 2020. I'm thinking always with this logo, top of the table member, because I want to become the best of the best, and I want to be the role model in Indonesia, and I want to have the skill and knowledge and experience to become top of the table so that I can share them. I can share with Indonesian people and encourage them to bring them to the next level from MDRT to COT and top of the table. And you know that because in the beginning of year, I already set my goal to become top of the table 6 times MDRT. It means every 2 months, I should achieve one MDRT, right? So I put already in my mind, every 2 months, one MDRT. January and February, one MDRT. March and April, one MDRT. I don't want to think how I can achieve the sixth, but how about the first one? How about the second one? How about the third one? So that is my way of thinking. But I achieved my MDRT not by end of February. Yeah. At the end, yeah, I achieved my MDRT by 3rd of April. This is the flyer that Prudential made for me, that MDRT qualifier from Prudential Indonesia as 3rd of April, and Miliana from Jakarta become MDRT. Even though it is left behind my target, However, I think we should be grateful because in the time like this, not so easy for us to get clients, right? Not so easy for us to get big cases. So instead of I am complaining to God, why don't you give me the MDRT by end of February? I'm trying to be grateful for what God have done for me. And then, have you ever remember about yours? I mean, your own life. Maybe you in your life, you also ever experience crisis in your life, and maybe after the crisis, you become a better person. You become in a better level. So I believe each one of us maybe already experienced some crisis, a little bit crisis during our school, or maybe during our in our life when we are adult already. Crisis in the family, crisis maybe in our school, in our study, crisis in our financial and everything, right? So God always give us quote unquote crisis to keep us alive, right? To make us realize how we are so fragile and how we should surrender to God. And I remember the crisis that I have in 2017. Actually, I already shared with you 2 years ago, but maybe some of you already know about this. Some of you didn't know about this. Though let me share a little bit again about my own story. In 2017, that year, I tried to aim to achieve court of the table. I entered the insurance industry in 2004, and my first MDRT is in 2009. 2000 production 2009, but going to the annual meeting in 2010. So when I qualified for MDRT, again, the first MDRT, the second MDRT, the third MDRT, actually, I also already ever tried to achieve my court of the table in 2013, but I didn't achieve it, right? And then when come to the 2007, I was thinking, that was my 9 year of MDRT membership. In MDRT, we know that after 10 times you become life member. I pray, God, please help me. Before I reach my life member, can I experience one time God for court of the table? And I think 2007 is the best year because it was my 9 year. If I fail, then I had another year to try again, right? So in the beginning of January 2017, I set my goal. I want to achieve my court of the table. But in fact, in early February, I got the result from my biopsy, and the biopsy mentioned in my thyroid because I had a nodule in my thyroid. I went to see the doctor, and the doctor asked me to do the biopsy to determine whether I need the surgery or not. So everything just happened, and by 8 February, I received my biopsy result. When I received my biopsy result, it was stated suspect carcinoma thyroid. Suspect carcinoma. Carcinoma is cancer. Is the medical term for cancer, and I'm very familiar with that because I several times help my clients to claim for cancer. So I cannot believe that I had cancer for my thyroid. The nodule about 2.5 centimeter in my neck. I thought that is something not so severe. I didn't feel anything. I just went to see the doctor to make sure that everything is okay. But then when the biopsy result uh, stated that it was carcinoma, I argued with my doctor. I mentioned I didn't feel anything wrong with my body, only the nodule. Are you sure this is a correct biopsy result? Should I make another biopsy again to reconfirm? But the doctor said to me like this, it's confirmed already that you are having the suspect. But we cannot say this the suspect because, sorry?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Hello po mo, ma'am.
Okay, can I continue? Yeah, please inform me if I have connection problem, okay? Because I'm afraid that you cannot hear my voice. Okay, so when I argued with my doctor said to me, when the biopsy said it is suspect, it means their cancer is already in your body. And he suggested me to do the surgery as soon as possible. So from 8 February, I received the biopsy result. Then I did my surgery, my cancer surgery, 10 days after that, which is in 18 February. I was in the hospital at like that. And you know, during that 10 days, it was my darkest hour in my life because I couldn't think anymore about my court of the table goal. I don't want to think about the work. I don't want to think about the award. And I'm thinking about how I can recover, whether I still can live again, whether God still allow me to recover from this illness. So there, I can be more wiser in this situation. There are things that are valuable. There are things that are priceless. MDRT, COT, and achievement are valuable, yes, but health is so priceless. Family is so priceless. Our relationship with God is so priceless. And I'm thinking, God, please give me the health again. But help me so that I can still continue my living. I was so down. I was remember at that time my children was 11 years old and 14 years old, and I was thinking, can I still see them grow? And I was thinking about my husband. I remember one day my husband hold my hands before we go to bed, and he hold my hand and say, "Millie, please don't leave me. I still want to live long with you." And it really made me so um, heartbroken. And everything, I think I couldn't think clearly. By 18th of February, I did my surgery and all the hospital bills paid by the Prudential Indonesia because I am having the hospital plan. And I remember one of the speaker in MDRT, the name is, let me find, the name is George Sirjusan. George Sirjusan, I met him in the MDRT annual meeting in Vancouver in 2010. And then when I met again with him, he became the speaker in the focus session, and he ever started like this: there is no day, it is us. Critical illness is not theirs, it is ours. He said like that because he was also diagnosed for cancer. So directly, I remember what George Sirjusan mentioned. There is no day, it is us. The critical illness is not theirs, it is ours. We as an insurance advisor also have the potential to have the critical illness. And I cannot imagine that it happened to me at the age of 42. I had the critical illness, the critical claim, the critical illness insurance. And the critical illness insurance is in my policy. We can choose, right, when whether we want to cover until 55 years old, 60, 65, 70, 75, and at the longest is 85. So I choose the longest coverage for my critical illness insurance until 85 with a thought that maybe one day I will need that by the time I reach 60 years old or maybe 70 years old. But who can ever imagine that I should claim my critical illness insurance by the age of 42? The doctor said to me that you are so lucky that your cancer is the stage 2. So it can be curable. When they do surgery, then they remove already my cancer. Then I'm cancer free now. However, I need to have the medicine for the rest of my life, and I still have to do the follow-up every 3 months or 6 months. And you know what? In crisis, there is always an opportunity. What kind of opportunity that I got? I when I submit my claim to Prudential Indonesia, and the claim is approved, and I can say that to you that my claim is the biggest claim that I ever handled. I had about 600 clients, or I already helped my clients to claim for critical illness, for death claim, for hospital claim. But I can say to you that my claim, my critical illness insurance claim, is the biggest claim that I ever handled. And it means that who benefit the most from our profession? It is ourselves, right? And with the big amount of critical illness that I got, it really gives me peace financially. At that year, I was appointed as the MDRT committee chair for MDRT Day 2017. And for the first time, I was appointed to become the assistant director for PGA in the annual meeting. I'm about to give up all the responsibility, but they mentioned, please, just do it. We will help you. We will guide you. But just do the best. So I didn't give up all the responsibility. what I did at that time, I only go out from my house for the meeting for MDRT day. And then after I attended the MDRT annual meeting, I gained again my confidence, and it gave me the belief about our profession, the belief about the insurance miracle, and the peace in mind that I have financially. So it gives me not the burden for doing the score of the table for financial purpose, but I just want to give the best and show the best. So I go back to my client and explain them, encourage them to have the big critical illness coverage as mine, and that helps me at the end of 2007, I achieved for the first time court of the table. And I never achieved MDRT again because 2017 court of the table, 2018 another court of the table, and 2019 another court of the table. So I look at that, God is so gracious that when I had the cancer, I thought it was crisis in my life, but it is a next level that God brings me no longer as MDRT level, but to the court of the table level. And from the amount of critical illness that I got, I pay my debt to the bank. I was having the mortgage, two mortgage that I invest for my property for the investment. I took the mortgage for 10 years and 15 years term. Can you imagine for 10 years and 15 years term? I was thinking that I will pay off all the mortgage by age maybe 52. But then because of I got the critical illness claim, I use the money to pay off to the bank. I pay all my debt, and suddenly I become so free. I debt free. You know, from someone who has debt and becomes debt free, then you can feel how grateful you are and how freedom you are. You are having the financial freedom, right? And not only that, the amount of money that I got still enough for me to buy, to convert into US dollar. I put in my saving account, and is to prepare for my children education. I had two children. Yeah, I said to you at that time, 14 years old and 11 years old. I was thinking that to bring my children to have an overseas education. I graduate from Australia for my master because I got the scholarship. But I know that I need to prepare also the money for my children, because maybe they are not as lucky as me. They can get the full scholarship like me, right? I was getting the scholarship because I was the lecturer in the university. That was the easiest way to apply for the scholarship. But my children, I want to prepare the education fund for them so that they can have the opportunity to go overseas. And I was thinking that maybe I have to accumulate the saving for the education fund by my toil and effort, you know. But at the end, what happened with the amount of money that I got from critical illness? I already secured the amount for my children education fund. So for me, God is so gracious. Whenever I have crisis in my life, there is an opportunity for me to have a better life. I become debt free. I become court of the table level, no longer as MDRT level. I become debt free. And now, when come to 2020, when I set my goal, Lord, I want to achieve top of the table. And now we are all crisis in the crisis of COVID-19. And I'm so believe that whatever happened to me in the past, it can happen again. God can help me again. God can help us again to work out in this crisis, to bring us to become a better level, to bring us to become a better person. And welcome to the new way of working. Previously, we are having the old mindset that we have to see people, meet face to face to sell insurance, right? I remember at that time when we had training, uh, we are taught like this. If the client or the prospect say that, please send me your proposal, please just message me your proposal, we have to argue with them. We mentioned it's better for us to meet so that we can discuss further. And you are free to ask every question to us, right? So I also have the mindset that I have to meet people face to get the sales. But now we are all at home and we have to do virtually, right? But let us have the positive thinking. Online prospecting, why not? And with online prospecting, there are so many things we can do. In Jakarta, especially in Jakarta, Kelly ever came to Jakarta, you know that from one point to another point, you need at the minimum 1 hour, sometimes 2 hour trip because Jakarta is so jammed, not like Cebu, right? In Jakarta, very, very crowded, the traffic jam, the pollution. So in one day, you only can meet 2 or 3 people at the most. But with online, you can have back-to-back meeting, right? By 1 hour finish and then another 1 hour, right? So actually we can reach out more people during this uh, during this online prospecting ways. I ever read the book from Bruce Etherington. Bruce Etherington mentioned like this. He changed the strategy. Not he go to the client's prospect, to the prospect office or home, but he set up the office, the nice office, and let them to come his office, and it gives him the condition that in one day he can serve 7 prospects. And I was imagining, can it happen to me in Jakarta? Will people want to come to my office? In Jakarta, when I go to their place, it take 1 or 2 hours, right, for 1 or 2 hours meeting. I don't think my client want to come to my office to see me for insurance topic, right? So now it happened. It happened that, whatever that I dream that we can have people come to my office, now they really come to my virtual office, right? Virtual office, we don't need to go to their place. So we save our energy, we save fuel, we save parking fee, we save the meal cost that we have to treat them whenever we meet them, right? So actually, we should have the mindset that this is not the time to slow down. This is the time to speed up because we can use our tools for online to move us faster, to reach our goal faster. And I'm so energized with this kind of thinking. And by April 2020, that was the month that I can prove that I can close for 9 cases. 4 of them are new business, and 5 of them is actually upgraded from the existing policy with one-time password. The Prudential Indonesia just launched at that time in April how to do the virtual closing for the upgrading policy for only with one-time password. I find out how easy it is. Previously, whenever client mentioned to me, okay, Mary, I will take your proposal, I need to set the time to go there, prepare the time, and then all the effort, lah. But now it's just only one click, asking the OTP, then issued already, right? And due to the COVID-19 crisis, many clients of mine, they are having the business drop. We look at negatively or we look at positively. If we look at negatively, we maybe think we cannot sell to them anymore because they are not having the buying power, right? But if we look at positively, this is the time for us to bring them to our insurance business. So I try to approach one of my clients who worked as in the travel agent, and he mentioned to me, Millie, there is zero result, no production at all, no money at all coming into his office because no one travel, right? So I mentioned to him that, why don't you try insurance industry? This insurance business is flexible time. You can do it. And you are having so many guests that you serve during you are becoming the travel guide, right? And why don't you approach them? Maybe some of them, they are aware of the importance of having insurance and they will buy from you. That's why in that 1 month, I recruited 3 people. And then I look at the opportunity again. I want to set up the academy because my previous background as a lecturer, my passion is in teaching and educating. To set up an academy physically, I need to have the office, I need to run everything physically, I need to, so many arrangements that I need, right? But due to the COVID-19 and everybody is home and we are doing online, I was thinking, why don't I make the online academy? That's why I established my Miliana and David Academy. David is my husband's name, and both of us using the online platform to educate agents, to inspire people, not only in Indonesia, but all over the world, like today. So in month of April, I had the 7 speaking engagement, and the total participant that can hear my speaking is 5,300. And this is amazing because you know what? I was the lecturer speaker. I was the lecturer for statistics. The subject, my subject when I was lecturing in the university is statistics. So I like numbers. So I calculate and I always have the summary where I speak and then where how many audience, what is the title. I had in my Excel file all the recap, all the summary. And compared to the previous year, 2017, I was having 41 speaking engagement, and the total participant that I accumulate for the total year 2019 is 5,700. I have to go to one place to another place, to out of city, to out of town, to overseas, only for having 5,700 hearing my speaking. But with an online platform, amazing. I was invited to speak in Prudential Indonesia. I was invited to speak in Singapore, in India, and Philippines as well. So 5,300. And when I shared this to Solomon Hicks, you know, I was so surprised when Solomon say like this, Millie, you are like the story in the Bible. When a kid came to Jesus to bring the 5 loaves and 2 fish, he gave whatever he has in his hand. And Jesus prayed for these 5 loaves and 2 fish and make a miracle, and it can feed 5,000 people. And you are like that, Millie. You are giving your talent, you are giving your life to Jesus so that people can bless from your life. And see, there are 5,000 people can get the benefit and blessing from you. So this really gives me the encouragement, the motivation that my life is not only having the goal, but having the meaningful goal. My life is not only having the goal to go off the table, but I really want to use my top of the table goal as a meaningful goal for me. Well, the story does not end that. I mean, it's not always in the high level. In month of May, I was so depressed because I only have one client, no client at all. And I was so, I was crying. I make Lord, why don't you give me more and more clients? And the whole month of May, there is no client at all, only one. When enter June, Prudential launched the promotion for having like a cashback 2 months premium. I mentioned to God, God, please, this month of June is the best month for everybody who wants to have the insurance. They can get the 2 months cashback premium. So I believe this month of June will be my best month. But the first week, no client. The second week, no client. The third week, no client at all. So 7 weeks, how can I keep my dream alive? I just feel maybe this it is right. Maybe now people is holding their cash. They don't want to buy insurance anymore. And then I was trying to uh, to increase my activity again, but there is no result yet. And only by the 4th week of June, I got the result. I got the result from all the webinars that I made in the previous months. And all of a sudden, when I do the follow-up, I get the result from the webinar participant that attended my April webinar, attended the May webinar. And in the last 1 week, I got 10 clients signing for the application. It is like really the story when Peter tried to spread the net to get the fish. There is no fish at all. And Jesus mentioned, try to spread your net again. And when Peter spread the net again, and he gets so many fish until the net is so full. And that was my spiritual journey in month of June. So today I want to share with you what I did, the way of new working, for prospecting, how I do. I do the prospecting one-on-one as well as the prospecting one-to-many. It means one-on-one, we approach them one-on-one. How to do it? Of course, now we are using our mobile phone. Everything using in our finger, right? Using our finger, we just message them. We say hello. How is your condition? How is your work? How is your children and everything? And after that, we have to convert them into the WhatsApp call. Not all want to have the WhatsApp call, right? Some of them, they are comfortable only doing the chat. But I'm asking, you have to have the courage to ask, is it possible for me to call you? If you are calling, then you can have more live conversation with your client, right? So after the call, or during the call, after we chit chat and everything, and I mentioned, hey, usually uh, I visit your place to update your insurance policy. However, during we are now work from home, I help my client to do the policy review and the client visit during with Zoom or Google Meet or WhatsApp call. Which one do you prefer? Are you available maybe on Monday evening 7 o'clock or Tuesday evening 7 o'clock? We just give them the choice. Anyway, they are home, right? So this is the way that I do the one-on-one presentation. And then one-to-many, it means we created the webinars. We are so blessed that during this COVID-19, we get so many great training, right? From Prudential Asia, from PCA, they bring Benjamin Law to give us the training how to do the online prospecting. And Benjamin Law mentioned that it is very important for us to give the feeling, the 5 sense, yeah, because the client also can feel, can touch, can hear, can see, yeah. So bring them food, sending them food so that they can feel, oh, this is from Millie. So I'm trying to give food for my clients. I'm helping my clients who sell foods. Then from this client, I order and send to another client. So I'm trying to help the economy of my clients can getting better with that situation, with that kind of strategy. So I'm sending foods to them. And from sending foods, then they can feel that we are so care with them. And when I say, is it possible for us to have a 30 minutes or 40 minutes meetings with Zoom? And they are more welcome. And here is the one of the picture when I did in the early, I think maybe in April, when I did the Zoom call with one of my clients. And we have to prepare everything, right? We should, when we want them to come to our office, we should make our office look good. Like Bruce Etherington mentioned, he furnished all the office, become a 5-star office. 5-star quality of office so that people can be more convenient when they come to office. There is a coffee and tea and snack available for free for them, right? So I really want to make my virtual office as good as possible, as bright as possible. So I learned how to buy green screen. I learned how to buy the web camera like this. I want to buy the headset, and in front of me there is a big lighting, yeah, good lighting as well. So when I have the Zoom call with my client, he was, you look at the reaction. Millie, are you in the office? So it's very important for us when we are doing the Zoom call, you look professional in front of your client, and you are making your client impressed with you. It means that you respect them, right? And then I do the one-to-many approaching by having the customer connect. The customer connect, it means that we do the webinars for customer. I did it as early as 16th April. At that time, my topic is how to 5 tips how to manage your finance during COVID-19. And then after that, I'm trying to bring a speaker from my clients. So I find out there is one client, he is the psychologist, and I asked him, are you willing to share in my webinar with the topic how to keep the our mental healthy during this COVID-19, and he's willing to share, right? So that's why in my e-customer series, I conduct it with the speaker, the psychology, and the webinar is only 1 hour. We make it very short and very, I mean, the maximum according to Benjamin Law is 2 hours, but I don't want to make it 2 hours. I mentioned only 1 hour so that it is easier for us when we invite them. Can you spend 1 hour? So whenever I send this flyer to my clients, I say like this: hello, I would like to invite you to have to in my webinar for clients and customer, because I'm so busy, I cannot reach out one by one, and so many things that I want to do for my clients. That's why I put all together in webinar, and here I bring the good speaker to talk about the topic that is will benefit you. So only 1 hour. So the client or the prospect who wants to only spend 1 hour, they are willing to do that, right? Only 1 hour. And this webinar also, I try to have the client engagement. So one of my client, they are selling like the bubble tea, right? And then I asked her, do you want to promote your product? Then you can give the door prize for your bubble tea. Then it is a promotion for your product, and she is very happy to do that, because only giving the 3 door prize, and each only cost like less than $10 each worth. Then after the webinar, after the psychologist talk about the how to keep our mental health healthy during this COVID-19, about 35 minutes, follow up with my speech about 15 minutes. I talk about how important that we also have to think about we keep our physical healthy with mental healthy as well as financial healthy. Because if we are having the financial problem, it will affect our mental and also our physical. And it's we have to make sure that we are having the enough protection. So Prudentia just launched the new product. I just a little bit share about them, about the new product. And after that, I'm saying to them that you will get all the electronic form. The electronic form is to, as a form of response. I put the several questions. How is the what is your opinion about this webinar? Would you like to have it once a month or twice a month or 2 times, 2 months, every 2 months? And then would you like to know further about the your policy review? Would you like to know to have the free consultation for your insurance policy? So you know that when we are doing the electronic form, we are asking their response, right? And then I mentioned for those of you who fill in the electronic form, there will be $3 prize for having the bubble tea and sent to your home. So actually, I don't pay anything. My client who want to promote the bubble tea, they send it to the homes of the winner. But yeah, win-win situation lah. And you know that Benjamin Law mentioned also like this. Whenever you want to do the webinar, it is very important not only giving facts, because facts will kill you, but you should give them stories. So I invite one of my client that I handle the claim this year. This my client in beginning of January had a stroke. So you can see that his right hand is going down like that because he has paralyzed half body. And I helped him to do the claim for the critical illness insurance. So I asked his willingness to share his personal story in this during webinar. Instead of we as an insurance agent talking the importance of insurance, it's better they hear it from the other client who experienced the miracle of insurance. And he said that the critical illness claim is very meaningful for the physiotherapy cost that he has during the time until now. Every day should have the physiotherapy. Then the amount of money that he got from the critical illness also can cover his living expense, so that his wife don't need to worry about the financial situation. And then mentioned that he as the entrepreneur, the business stopped, but he has to pay the employee salaries. that grateful. He's so grateful that he met Miliana as the insurance agent, very care and help him to take care of his policy. And with the amount of money, the salary for his employee can be paid. So it's very powerful story. So Benjamin again mentioned the first step is how you create the event and you promote the event, and the last one is how to convert it into sales. To create an event, to promote an event, maybe we can do it. But the challenging part, how to convert it into sales. That's why I said to you, actually, I also have my heart so down when I already met the webinar in April, in May, and during the May, it's really a very dry season for me. There is no at all client that I have. How can I keep my dream alive? But what I did is I tried to always follow up them because this we have to be very patient to follow up one by one all the participants of the webinar. Then only by the end of June, I got 10 people up signing for the insurance application. And I said to you that this is not a time for us to slow down. It's time for us to speed up. As also what I learned from Panos, an MDRT member from Greece, he ever mentioned like this, that he's doing already the online prospecting for the last 8 years. Can you imagine we do it now? Panos did it already since 8 years ago. And he always prospecting online like this using the Zoom, and as well as using the webinar Jam. So I also follow Panos. I subscribe for webinar Jam software so that it can accommodate a bigger participant. And Panos mentioned to me, in one webinar, there are 600 participants. And when after Panos send the electronic form, the e-form, so that they can respond, there are 200 response. Out of these 200 response, he has to call one by one. And because he has a team, he asked the team to also follow up all these 200 people, right? And get 120 appointments. But out of 120 appointments, 80 closing cases. So this really the new way of working, we thought that to get the cases, we have to go one by one to meet one by one prospect. But now, during the online prospecting ways, it is not a time to slow down. It is a time to speed up. That's why I'm so energized by this July. I set up another 2 webinars for my client. First, will be next Saturday. I invite one of the doctor who will speak about the medical issue. And then the second one, in the 4th week of July, I invite one of the client who is the entrepreneur, and he will talk about the challenges as an entrepreneur during this pandemic. So I was so excited, and this bring me now at this moment I already achieved 2.5 MDRT target. I aim to fulfill my third MDRT by end of this month, my court of the table, and so that in August, September, October, November, December, in the next 5 months, I can focus how I can complete my fourth MDRT, my fifth MDRT, and my sixth MDRT, and this will complete my top of the table goal. Honestly, I also don't know where should I get the prospect, where should I get the client, but just have a belief, just have the faith, the courage to dream big, to keep your dream alive. And last year, I published my book, both in Bahasa Indonesia as well as in English version. And in that book, the title of my book is The Burning Flame of a Champion. I purposely launched my book by the time I become a life member of MDRT. And then this is the quote in my book: keep your dream alive. Make sure that you are still living your dream. You are the one who should living your dream to keep your dream alive. Don't let don't let anyone take away your dream from you, including yourself. So at the end of my session, before we go for the Q&A, you can follow me in my Instagram at milianadavid.academy, or you can add me in my Facebook, Miliana, or you can visit my website. Now my website is already bilingual in Indonesia as well as in English. So you can find my article, my video, my audio, my podcast in my website and my YouTube channel, Miliana Martin. Thank you so much for having me today.
Wow, thank you very much, Miss Miliana. My name's LA, and I'm your moderator for today. Um,
Thank you, LA.
I really like your presentation because you actually about how you actually made your challenge as a cancer survivor to it's actually a blessing in disguise for you. Also, I appreciate how driven and motivated you are when it comes to really sharing. So I can really see the um, uh, passion that you have in the business. I hope you can actually see in the chat box the love that is given to you by Blue Pearl District. Okay, so for Miss Millie, I just would like to ask the following questions. First is, I really noticed that you always keep your dream alive. But you mentioned how do you do it, but you never really emphasized why. So let me ask you, what keeps you motivated?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think we need to find the why we want to keep our dream alive, why we want to achieve our goal, right? And as mentioned to you, why I want to achieve my top of the table because I don't want only to have goal in my life, but a meaningful goal. After I recover from my cancer, I was thinking that God is so gracious to me. I want to have my life giving impact for other people. We cannot control how long God gives us time in this earth, right? We cannot control, we cannot determine how long is our life, but we can make our life having a wide impact. So that's why I want to pursue my dream so that I can bless more people. I can share them. I can encourage all Indonesian people to achieve top of the table as well. That is the why that keeps me motivated and want to keep my dream alive.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much. And of course, in keeping your dream alive or in really pursuing your dreams, there will always be challenges. Just like right now, you told us about how in the month of June, 3 weeks, no clients, and then it came all the way it came until the fourth week. So other than what do you think now, especially in this pandemic season? Apart from what you have mentioned when it comes to the challenges, what else is the greatest challenge that you have actually faced in this COVID season, and how are you overcoming them, and what's your mindset about it?
Okay, I think the most important thing is our mindset first because we get the rejection as well. Even we are not in the COVID-19 situation, right? Previous years we are also having the rejection from clients. Now we are also having rejection. So actually the same, COVID or no COVID, rejection is always there. And then what you have to the bigger challenges is how you can set your mindset, as Solomon Hicks said to me. Maybe what he can coach me, not the coaching for skill, but coaching for the mindset. And that gives me the understanding that the mindset is very important. How you set your positive mindset, how you can see the opportunity behind the crisis, and how you can keep your energy level in the upper level. I remember also the word from Frank Bejer, to become enthusiastic, you have to act enthusiastic. Then we are all human. I sometimes also, I not only sometimes, I often also feel so down, feel so less energy, not having good mood to prospect, to go and to contact client, to make calls. But this the discipline. The most important things is the discipline, because to keep your mind healthy, you need to do the discipline. And I discipline myself. I record. So in my Excel, I have the record of all my activity: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and every day. Whom did I contact? Let's say I contact this person, and what is the response? I contact this person, what is the response? So I push myself to have 5 contacts every day. And because of 7 months of dry season, there is no client at all. At the mid of June, I try to change my habit, not 5 people, but 10 people. So I need to find 10 people. Who else I can contact? Who else I can contact? I need to go back again from the list of the participant of the webinars. At that time when I contacted them, they didn't want to buy insurance. They didn't want to meet me for personally. But when I try again and I try again, then they give me the appointment. They give me the cases. So very important. Uh, the biggest challenges is your mindset and how to overcome it. You have to discipline yourself and increase your activity, because to become enthusiastic, you should act enthusiastic.
Wow, thank you very much, Miss Minnie. Very inspiring words. So, personally, if ever you feel down, what do you tell yourself?
You know that I'm a melancholic person. So if you said to me that when I feel down, I often feel down. Usually, my husband is the one who become my best friend, who can I share my heart, because I cannot share my heart to my team, right? I cannot share my feeling to other people, or even to my children. They also cannot understand what is going on. But what I do, I'm talking to my husband, and then we pray together. We having like a solitude time. Solitude time, it means that it's like we just be quiet, reading the Bible for 30 minutes, and let God speak to the verse of the Bible that we read. And this often give me the encouragement, the motivation that God will never leave me alone. I said to God, I want to keep my dream alive. I want to go for my top of the table. However, I don't want to claim it. I don't want to push God to give me. It is by your grace, God. If you are willing to give me top of the table, please do it for me. But I know from my side, I want to do my best. I want to give my best. If if I didn't give my best, how can I ask God? But if I already do my best, and at the end of the year, God does not allow me to have my top of the table, I will still satisfied, because I already did my best. And that is my motto: just do your best and let God do the rest. I believe that the best is yet to come.
Wow, thank you very much for sharing your faith, no, na God is really involved when it comes to your life, and you let Him get involved by you also giving your best. Also, another question would be, what is your daily schedule like? Your usual daily routine now that it's COVID-19. So how do you? What is your schedule?
All right. Okay. Thank you for question. Well, the ideal one is I get up in the morning and then having walking maybe 2 rounds around my home, because I just feel that now we are still only at home, and if we are not having any exercise, then maybe we feel that not so good. I feel not fit. But honestly, it is also need discipline and also need an effort for me as well to wake up and having morning walking like that. But usually after the morning walking, I came back to my home, and then I have my quiet time for my breakfast. And then I set the goal for every day to have minimum 5 people that I contact. I aim to have 10, but the minimum is 5. And because I'm the country chair of MDRT, so many time as well that I have to put aside for the meeting. Like yesterday, we just had our first time MDRT meeting, and we did it without any help from the event organizer. So hours preparation that I need to set a time, but I try no, I try to put the big stone first, only then the small stones. The big stone is I need to call 10 people. I need to set up the appointment every day. I need to meet people virtually. So whenever I push myself like that, and the reason why I type everything, my activity in my Excel, in my laptop, to keep me the score, whether I already contact 5 people, whether I already contact 10 people. And the people that I contact is whom? It is from the client list, it's from our Facebook, from our mobile phone list, as well as from those who birthday. You can see from our Proofforce in Indonesia, our apps for the insurance agent is Proofforce. We can see the client's birthday. So that is the way that have an can have an idea whom you should contact for those who are having the birthday, for those who attended your webinar. And the reason why I want to have the webinar again next week, so that I post myself to invite people and invite people.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much. Well, speaking of webinar, we have a question here. Um, how do you how do you how do you able to convince your clients who you let me ask first, Miss Millie, in your webinar you invite your clients who has a claim already to speak in the webinar. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you convince them? The question here from Miss Carito, um, how are you able to convince your clients to speak in the webinar?
Okay. I think because of the good relationship, if they like us, yeah, we serve them well, and they like us, they are willingly to share in our webinars. Either they become the speaker or they become the person who give testimony.
Yeah.
So for my client, especially, he is so grateful because of the claim paid. So he willingly to share his story.
Wow. Okay. So it really boils down to the relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Do we still have questions from our audience? So currently we're at 198 participants.
Wow, very
Yeah,
good crowd.
very much, Miss Millie. Also, I think here, when it comes to so of course we do. Can you give us an idea, because you're really promoting webinar? What's in? Can you give us an idea what's in the webinar that you talk about? Like if you're talking to an audience, what? How do you discuss? How do you discuss and get clients through webinar?
Mhm. Well, we should think about we should think in the terms of client, how they can be interested to join our webinar. First, you should find the right topic. I mean, the very interesting topic. Especially currently, there are so many free webinars, right? So even though we are asking them only 1 hour, they are having also another option of webinars they can go, right? So for me, that's why I keep the time only 1 hour, so that the commitment is not so big for them to come to my webinars. And then the topic, well, that's why we have to be very, very creative, and I'm getting more creative and creative as well for this webinar. First, I thought, okay, I'll talk about the 5 tips to do the financial things in your family during this COVID-19, right? How to, I mean, in that tips, one of them is you should cut your lifestyle, but only focus on for your expenses, for the basic expenses. Maybe for the lifestyle, you want to change the furniture, you want to change something, maybe not necessarily you have to do it now, you can defer it, right? It is the way we encourage the client to do the financial planning during this COVID-19. At the latest, the 5 tips, I mentioned that we need to also prepare for our protection. So the way that I am trying to do is put it in the very general first, then you can talk about your insurance part. Because if we only talk about insurance part, the whole 1 hour, people will get bored. And then like my upcoming webinar with the entrepreneur, he will talk about the challenges that entrepreneur has at this moment, like the cash flow, how to promote the product during this COVID-19 and all that. So I will do it more with talk show. So to make it very interactive.
Wow.
And again, in this time, you know that I'm already 45. I'm not a millennial. I'm not so good in using the gadget and in social media, but I don't want to spend my time to improve my weakness. I want to sharpen my strength and let others do the rest. So in this COVID-19, in May, beginning of May, I hired a person who become my staff to help me doing all the IT things. I mean, for set up the webinar, to make the flyer, to give the promotion in my social media, to send the newsletter or the email marketing and all that. So maybe people lay off the employees during this COVID-19, but for me, I look at it as an investment. I need to do something bigger and I cannot do by myself. So that's why I hired this person, very nice lady, very nice young lady, 24 years old, just graduated, but very creative, willingly to work very hard. When I did my first webinar, I rehearsed with her, you know, how much effort that I put. I rehearsed for 4 times, and each time is 3 hours. Three
Oh,
hours each time, 3 hours each time to make sure everything runs so well. And you know that I'm not expert how to do the webinars, and let us do it very. I don't want to make my event unprepared. So I prepare very well for my webinar and I spend hours and hours to prepare it. And for me, this is an investment. Now because we become so expert already, we don't need to prepare 12 hours for the webinars. Yeah. And yeah, almost every week we make a webinar for clients, webinar also for insurance agent, webinar also for the recruitment. But I all because my goal is top of the table. I more focus and more often to do the webinar for customer. And
wow.
like Benjamin Long mentioned that you create, you promote, and you convert. And I believe that this is the way of new working. And this is not the time to slow down. This is the time to speed up. To speed up.
Wow, definitely. You are really speeding up, Miss Millie. Thank you very much. And before we proceed to our fast talk, that's actually the last portion of Blueprint Connects. Any words of encouragement to, apart from, of course, no, we've noticed how you're so encouraged in this season. We are, even if you don't know something, you get to be resourceful of hiring people to do the work for you. And I like what you mentioned about you actually focus more on your strength and look for other people to actually work on your weaknesses. So before we go to the fast talk, any words of encouragement or any words of encouragement to all our agents who's tuning in this afternoon?
All right. Okay. I am so blessed that I joined the study group Global MDRT. It means there are so many MDRT members all over the world in the study group. And one of the member, the name is John Nichols, mentioned like this: the door is always open. The door is always open for you to success. The door is always open for you to achieve your dream. Now we are already in the second semester. Whatever happened in our first semester, you cannot revise it, you cannot improve it. Now you focus on this second semester, and the door is always open for you to learn new things, for you to learn new strategy, for you to get more clients, for you to get bigger cases, and the door is always open. And we are still having this 6 months, and I hope you can really maximize your 6 months so that you can achieve your goal and make sure you keep your dream alive.
Wow, thank you very much. Now it's time for our fast talk. So all you need to do, Miss Millie, is to just choose between the ones I'm going to tell you. Okay, so you would just have to answer fast. Whatever answer top of your mind. Okay, ready?
Okay, okay, okay.
All right. Let's do this. Tea or tea?
Say again because I cannot hear you very clearly.
Okay, hold on. Tea or coffee?
Tea,
Tea or free Wi-Fi?
free Wi-Fi,
Mountain or beach?
beach,
Sunrise or sunset?
sunrise.
Truth or
Say again.
truth or dare?
There,
Wow, brains, beauty or body?
beauty.
Oh, wow. Always an early bird or better late than ugly?
Early bird.
Okay. Time machine or magic wand?
Magic one.
Hunger or boredom?
Hunger.
Favorite part of the sales process?
Favorite?
Favorite part of the sales process?
Favorite part of the sales process is
Yes.
closing.
All right. So thank you very much. That's for our fast talk. Thank you very much once again, Miss Millie, for sharing your time with us. So on behalf of Blue Pearl, we'd like to award this certificate of appreciation to you, Miss Miliana Martin. We have donated one set of PPE under the name of Miss Miliana Martin CFP as Blue Pearl District's gesture of gratitude for sharing her time, expertise, and inspiration during Blue Pearl Connect session on July 4, 2020. Thank you very much, and we
Thank
wish
you
all the
very
best
much.
can inspire others even more. And I think for now, because I'd like to invite, if Miss K is around, any words of gratitude, Miss K, for our speaker this afternoon.
Hi, Millie.
Hi,
Thank you for
Lily.
your time. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing
my pleasure.
unselfishly. I'm sure you have inspired our agents. So God bless you more, Millie. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Kate. Yeah, God bless you too.
All right. So guys, we rarely have speakers, not international speakers, of course. With Miss Miliana Martin, may I request everyone to please turn on your video so we can have a Zoom feed. Ayan. So Miss Rhea, may I request to do the honors? Ayan. So everyone, pag-smile sa mo, uy, kikita mo. Ayan. Alright.
Everyone, smile. So, smile lang yun ha, kasi you don't know kung asa mga batch. So, we're gonna do batch 1. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Alright, next. Batch 2. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Then, batch 3. 1, 2, 3, smile. And the last batch. 1, 2, 3, smile. Alright, thank you again, Miss Millie.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, God
Let-
bless you. Success for all of you.
Thank you very much. So guys, I hope you've learned something, not one thing or two. And now you're ready to do something different, to do something productive for next week or starting today. Ayan. So congratulations everyone. And again, let's tune in for every Saturday for our Blue Pearl Connects. This is LA. I'll see you next Saturday.
Okay, bye-bye, LA. Thank you for becoming a good MC today. Thank you. Yeah, bye everyone.
Thank you, Millie. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Share the same destination. We all work together as one. In this place there's only one mission, and that's to be the number one.
We all have the right combination. Care and quality, there's no compromise. Doing the very best will be our mission. It's something that we need to realize. It's something very special in our eyes.
We're not from UK. Our values mean a lot. We are the people who give it all they've got. With a solid disposition, we can overcome the odds. each other reach our aspiration. We know that we can do it if we try. Life of giving, our values mean a lot. We are the people who give it all they've got. With a sunny disposition, we can overcome the odds. Yes, we have a valid reason to believe. We are number one. We are number one. We are number one.
LA, we would like to invite everyone for this coming Monday's huddle, closing the new normal. Yeah, can you hear me, LA?
Yes. So
Yeah.
again, inviting everyone for Monday Hot